c'est que ça? How do you do? Oh mon Dieu, qu'est-ce que c'est ça?
What has happened here? Oh! We shall see how the law deals with this nastiness. Oh! Oh!
Find out what's going on.
I don't trust a single person I see, and you shouldn't either.
Let's search the area. I know there was something.
Find you, you said.
Nothing in these bushes. It's empty. We're finished here. Let's go.
ça? This is the damn police job, not mine.
Easy now.
Clear out. This is our business now.
Hands in the air. Now.
Leave me out of this.
If you don't get those hands in the
Help
sky,
me.
you're dead. This is the end for you.
Can you just leave me alone?
You'll regret getting on the wrong side of the law.